How can we talk about judicial independence when even the procedure for recruitment for judicial officers is already corrupted? No politically exposed person should be a judge. No politically exposed person should be a judge. No politically exposed person should be in INEC. 85% of people in INEC today, they are politicians. Look at Wike's cousin. He's a national commissioner in INEC. Wike's wife is a judge of the Court of Appeal. Politically exposed persons should not go anywhere near our judiciary.
Thanks so much. I welcome you to Politics Today. I'm your body secret. After listening to the ruling of the Supreme Court, as it has to do with the 27 lawmakers that defected from PDP to APC and lost their seats according to the provisions of the Constitution, which the Supreme Court cannot alter no matter what. You see, when you listen to judicial officers read out their position, this ruling was sounding as if the 5 Supreme Court justices, it's like they have a score to settle with Governor Sam Fubara. They were making statements. You ask yourself, how did they come about it? One, governor's fear of impeachment is not a justifiable reason for the attack on the State House of Assembly, on the Assembly complex. Governor's fear of impeachment. The question one may ask, was there ever a time the governor of Rivers State appeared before them and was cross-examined, and he told the Supreme Court that he is the one that orchestrated the attack on the State Assembly complex, and that the reason for the attack was because he is afraid that the House of Assembly led by Martin Amefule will impeach him? Where did they get this issue of fear of impeachment? It's not a justifiable reason. Is there any judicial panel of inquiry that examined the remote cause of the fire incident on the State House Assembly, and it was linked to the governor or his representative? The State complex, House of Assembly complex, was ravaged by fire, whether from whatever means, so whatever be the cause, so is not yet known. And in the reasoning of the governor, the building suffered structural defects because of what happened to it, the fire incident, and the governor decided to pull it down. It's a public building. So many people may get in there. To avoid collapse of the building, the governor decided to pull it down to save life, arguably. So, if you now say fear of impeachment, who canvassed that idea? Where did it come from? Then they went frontally and said the governor's adoption of the doctrine of necessity is a subversion of the democratic government of Rivers State. Subversion of the democratic government of Rivers State. And it amounts to excessive use of executive power, which is an act of gross indiscipline. Oh my God.
The court also ruled that Martin Amewule and 26 others remain members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and that they should immediately resume their duties as lawmakers. According to the Apex Court, Governor Siminalayi Fubara's fear of impeachment is not a justified reason for the attack on the State Assembly. The Apex Court ruled that until the House of Assembly is duly constituted and the appropriation bill presented before the Amewule-led House of Assembly, all allocations due to Rivers State remain stopped. It added that the doctrine of necessity adopted by the state government is for the governor to continue his brazen subversion of the democratic government of Rivers State, which is an act of indiscipline and excessive use of executive might.
Is this a declaration of war against the governor? We were supposed to hear from the ruling, the argument conversed for and against, the legal team of the governor and the legal team of those representing the enemies of the governor. So, by what the Supreme Court have done, they have in no small way indicted themselves. They did not present themselves as people who were neutral, as people whose loyalty was just to the law, and they did not care about whosoever is involved, as people who were sitting in the temple of justice and ensuring that justice is done. The statement by the Supreme Court that governor was afraid of impeachment and that that does not justify the destruction of the assembly complex, and that there was a subversion of the democratic government of Rivers State, and the excessive use of power, executive power, which is an act of indiscipline, is a deliberate indictment. They have indicted themselves. Yeah, that's just it. The Supreme Court, by these pronouncements made, stands indicted. They did not tell us who canvassed this opinion of fear of impeachment, of this, of that, indiscipline, subversion of the government. They did not tell us who canvassed these ideas, these arguments. They did not tell us. So we have no reason other than we can just conclude this is their own opinion. And it's as if the case was between them and Similare Fubara. Or maybe Similare Fubara is standing on the way of somebody who may be, who knows, whether they are a benefactor or whatever. And so they lined up. It's as if it's a declaration of war against the Rivers State governor. You could not have talked about something you may not be able to prove, that the governor was afraid of impeachment. And that was the reason for the destruction of the state assembly. And there's a subversion of the democratic government of Rivers State. As if the issue at stake is not known to them. That 27 lawmakers defected from PDP to APC and lost their seat as a result of the provision of the Constitution, which no man can challenge. That is the truth, and nothing but the truth. The case to pronounce that is in court. But the remaining House of Assembly did the needful by declaring their seat vacant. All these other arguments the Supreme Court is canvassing, where is it coming from? And you are saying things directly, direct attack on a sitting governor. What a tragedy. What a tragedy. The Supreme Court is indicted by these pronouncements. A body that is neutral cannot utter these words. This choice of words, this direct attack on the person and integrity of the state governor, which was not canvassed, it doesn't stand. It stands on nothing. It's so unfortunate. Let the human family know it. A body that is not siding any group cannot make these pronouncements. They went too far. Let us share this video. The powers that be that insist on oppressing the Nigerian people, God has given us the privilege to present the truth to them. It is true they have no conscience, but there's no problem. A day will come, we shall be free. share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your time.